Good afternoon and welcome to On the Spot Motorsports Media. I'm your host, Mitchell Gunter, right along with Robert Simpson. And tonight we have Redline Motorsports Media joining us. Jerry and Mindy Meddock, they're in the house. And I tell you what, they're coming from two different locations because Jerry, he's on the road today getting ready to go out and take some pictures this weekend. And it's going to be a great podcast. I'm glad everyone is joining us here this afternoon. But before we get into the podcast, we have a few commercials, so we'll be right back after these messages.
Reliability to drive thousands of miles. Confidence for those who fly high. Redline oil products give you the power to crush the competition. And a track record of being the best. Redline oil products. You push it to the limit, we'll protect it.
Ready to take your engine to the next level? Scorpion Racing Products delivers precision-engineered, high-performance rocker arms that dominate the track. 100% CNC machined in the USA with aerospace-grade aluminum for unmatched strength and durability. Our rocker arms handle extreme conditions with multiple ratios available to fit your needs. Backed by our exclusive lifetime warranty. When performance matters, choose Scorpion Racing Products. Proven, reliable, unstoppable.
With more than 30 years of engine and drivetrain experience, Big Stuff is your one-stop total power management solution. Whether you're controlling a 600 horsepower street car and want the best drivability, or have a 6,000 horsepower race car, need the most foolproof, reliable control hardware, Big Stuff can do it all. All of our components are designed and manufactured right here in the USA, including our computers, wiring harnesses, touchscreen displays, and more. Nothing is built offshore, and we take pride in being one of the only automotive aftermarket manufacturers that can say this. Learn more at bigstuff3efi.com or connect with us on Facebook and Instagram for more information.
And of course, we don't want to leave out Larice Motorsports Insurance. I tell you what, great company, racers for racers. And I tell you, if you're not covered, you're at risk of losing a lot of money. So if you want to make sure that your rig's covered, your trailer contents inside of it, your race car, no matter if it's drag racing or on the circle track, look no further than Larice Motorsports Insurance. Jerry, Mindy, I want to thank y'all both for joining us today so we can dive into photography at the drag strip. You know, motorsports photographers are, every time you see them, they're lined up down the walls, and you know, I'm proud to be one of them, to be out there as well taking photos. And you know, I've always thought it's been a privilege to have that opportunity, either NHRA or IHRA, PDRA, any of those sanctioned bodies that allow us to do those type of things. So I kind of wanted to dive into y'all's world and talk about the things that y'all do and some of the places that y'all go, because man, y'all are all over the place.
Yeah, so we are all over the place, and right now I'm in Racine, Wisconsin, and there are tornado sirens outside of the hotel. I am not kidding. I told you guys before we came on the show that we just had a imminent weather alert, tornado warning come through, and the sirens are going off. So if I happen to disappear,
we know why.
Probably am with Dorothy and Toto in the land of Oz.
You'll be under the bed. Just like that.
But yeah, literally, the tornado sirens are going off. So hopefully I mean, if I wasn't here, I would have my camera and my, I would be out there turning into a storm chaser. Mrs. Mustache would agree with that. I am the one that is out there. I mean, catching the inside of a tornado would be probably just as cool as a 345 mile an hour top fuel dragster going down the driveway.
I got to clarify.
Dangerous.
I got to clarify. Are you talking about the eye of a tornado from ground level, or are you talking about the eye of a tornado from way above ground level?
Oh, I mean, I want to get up in the action. So, as you all have seen from some of our pictures that I've shot, I want to be in it.
Oh yeah, no, that part is true, ladies
So
and
you
gentlemen.
kind of want
I
to.
mean, my hair's standing up. This is crazy. This is like the. I've not been on many podcasts, so this is definitely the first one that I've been on during a tornado warning.
Well, I tell you,
That's commitment.
Hey, yes, absolutely.
is.
The commitment, or commitment, So you got to think about that,
I mean, with that being said, God, I'd better. The water is sucking out there right now. I better get me some Mud Dog Berry from Water because this very well could be my last one tonight.
That's what I grabbed to put in my water while we talk.
You know what?
And
And
so we're
that's
twinning.
something else. That's something else I want to clarify. Jerry, one of the first times I met you, we were at Gainesville and just passing each other in the lanes. And they come up, we shook hands and stuff like that. And said, "How you doing?" And fine. And you just looked at me with a straight face and you said, "Water sucks." And that's all you said. Okay, and here's the thing. I laughed, okay, because I'm just sitting there just laughing because I just let it roll off my back because I thought it was a joke. And we walked away, and I literally stopped. I turned around and said, "Wait a minute, he was wearing a hat that said that," and I never had a chance to follow up with you. So tell us, because that's so catchy. But tell us, what's the deal with that?
So Gainesville, it was raining. It always sucks when it does that at a racetrack.
True.
That was the first NHRA race that we took our hydration station to. That we decided to start taking to the events for the media folks this year. And so I was getting ready to, or I may have already just wheeled the Water Sucks cooler out to the wall. And but Water Sucks is an electrolyte drink mix. They have energy drinks. This is a Mud Dog Berry right here. It's awesome. Man. And I mean, when you're getting ready to ride a tornado, you better make sure that you're hydrated. So
that part's true.
And I tell you what, I really do appreciate y'all, bringing out the hydration cooler for everyone. You make sure that you go down the wall and let everybody know where it's at. If people get too hot, because we don't want anybody getting bear caught out there. That's never a good thing.
Nah, it's not at all. And we've actually witnessed personally that happen at a couple events that we were at. And that's one reason why I wanted to do it for the last couple of years and just hadn't set it into fruition. But after last year, having a couple of events where there were some media people that actually got transported to the hospital because of heat-related and dehydration related issues, we decided we had to bring the water out there. And it's not just water that helps you stay hydrated. The great folks over at Water Sucks, Eric Mann, who is a drag racer, just so everyone knows. Another reason why we love supporting him, he reached out to us and said, "Hey, we can help with that hydration station and add something to it." And that's the Water Sucks electrolyte and energy drink mixes, and they have been fantastic, very highly recommended, and all the media folks out there have really enjoyed us bringing that cooler and these out there. So tornado sirens are still going off.
It seems like you probably go through 4 or 5 cases of water.
If anybody's in Racine, Wisconsin, or however it's pronounced, drop a something in the comments and let me know how close this tornado is.
Drop a tornado emoji.
Jerry, quite honestly, man, if they're online with sirens going off, okay, and it's like going, No,
They're probably just as crazy as me. Is that
That's
what you're saying?
exactly. I was leaving that open, but that's exactly where I was going. That is exactly where I was going with that.
They
Mitchell,
could be really prepared to have Wi-Fi in the basement.
pretty much.
That's true.
Mitchell and I live in Florida, and the only time we really get concerned is when Waffle Houses close down. When Waffle Houses close down,
Curious.
when Waffle Houses close down, you just try to keep up. It's like, that's pretty much, that's the signal. Weathermen can say whatever, but when those go out, that's it. And I work for the power company. So, so that's just how it is. But I tell you, Miss Mindy and Jerry and stuff like that, like Mitchell said, we appreciate y'all's work. Y'all do some fantastic work with videos and photography and stuff like that. But tell us, how did you get y'all start doing this?
Oh, I think it started with Jerry.
I think Mrs. Mustache is muted.
Oh, am I muted?
No, you're good.
I can hear. Okay.
Yeah. So he can't hear me. It's but, I think it started mostly with Jerry kind of just taking matters into his own hands as he does. He just had a cell phone and started filming and taking pictures, and people started asking where he was going to post them, and it just blossomed from there. We started working. Oh my gosh, I don't remember what year that was. 2021, I think.
No, that was this year.
And it just really snowballed from there. We've been incredibly blessed and have worked with multiple teams since then. And what was Shameless Racing? Or the photos, yeah.
Yeah, I was just going through some
Jerry
of the
getting up in the action.
Yeah, this is kind of like being at home. Mindy and I can't hear each other half the time, and we're always like, huh, what? And I didn't hear a word Mindy just said, and that's that. I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, it got choppy.
It was all lies.
No. I'm assuming it's the weather too, where she's at. But yeah, it's a little choppy. But from what I gathered, and Jared, I think you would fill this in too, that y'all started in the early 2020s doing this. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. Just before COVID, pretty much. I kind of started in a way that I don't frown upon, but I can't say that is recommended. I was just a fan and a guy that loved drag racing. So I went down to Florida to the Drag Illustrated, what was then the World Door Slammer Challenge or Nationals.
Yep.
That Westbuck put on at Orlando. And I had made a donation to one of the qualifiers or something. At that time, Mark Caruso and Westbuck were on a live show, and they're like, "Who is this guy? He just said he was going to drop $500 on a number one qualifier. Who is this?" And I was just a fan, and I went down there, and I had bought a VIP pass because the year before I seen that the VIP people had a little closer access and were down on the line or close to the line, and they had their cameras, their cell phones. And so I got me that pass and went down there the next year and started shooting videos and photos with my cell phone. And everybody was asking, where are you putting this stuff? Who are you with? And I'm like, well, I'm just a guy out here having fun. And at that point in time, at that race, I started the Redline Motorsports Media Facebook page. And just basically so I could have somewhere to put the content, and take it off my phone and put it on there. And I was like, this is actually something that I think I'd like to pursue and do. And I had noticed some cars from the PDRA at that event and looked up their schedule for the following year and went to Bowling Green for their first race that year and when racing got back on track, no pun intended.
Right.
And was doing the same thing there. I bought a GoPro and asked to put it in Wes DiStefano's Shameless Racing Pro 6032 car. And then I started doing some media for Shameless Racing, and Pete Maduri from Dynabraid, his dragster, they were asking where they could get this footage, and people just started asking because they seen the motivation and the passion and the hustle, and then now here we are, 6 years later. We made it an official business like a year after that, and really decided we were going to pursue that. And here we are, in 2026, about to hit 500,000 followers on our Facebook page, and it's unbelievable.
It is. That is amazing. You make it just sound like it's just casual, like going, oh, I just went here and picked up a phone, went there. But ladies and gentlemen, as anybody knows, to build anything, you have to put a lot of effort in, a lot of effort, a lot of dedication, and it showed. Now, tell us, both of y'all, roughly what kind of schedule y'all look at in a typical year, as far as events, in different venues.
A full one.
Yeah. Not a COVID year. And storm chasing is not included. Okay.
Okay. X the storm chasing. I mean, what did we start with this year? I think we had 72 potential events at the beginning of the year that were on the, not everything was set in stone, but it was about 72 potential events that we would go to. And sometimes it's one of us, sometimes it's both of us. I go to as many as I can, but I also work a full-time job and I'm a mom. So I'm busy with other things a lot of the time and can't always make it. But we definitely have been in 2 different states before, covering 2 different races on the same day.
That is just amazing.
That's amazing.
72 events? Roughly.
I think that's what it was at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, that's what we had on the schedule at the beginning. I decided a month or 2 ago that I was going to slow down, take a little break because of some medical, this and that. And
right.
But then that's really hard for me to do because I've always been no matter what I did, I was a firefighter EMT for 20 plus years, and I was on the go, and I have a drive, and no matter what I did, I own a landscaping business, and I was busy, and it's really hard for me to settle down. So I took a weekend off and missed a couple events that I was going to go to, and I was really kind of bummed that I missed them, and we got a lot of stuff done around the house, which we needed to do.
Right.
But yeah, and then I took some events off the schedule. I was I looked for some closer events so we wouldn't have to travel so far. Mm-hmm. But then, opportunities come up. More people that we work with ask you to come to certain events. I just added another today up here in Wisconsin. There was some stuff tossed around about coming to a late model dirt track race, and that's on Monday. And I'm up here right now for what originally was the Funny Car Chaos event at Great Lakes Dragway.
Right.
And most of those events are on Friday and Saturday, and I originally thought that was the case. And in the meantime, when I had made I shared a post from the Great Lakes Dragway and said, this is my first time here, and had some folks from the Southeast Wisconsin Truck and Tractor Pool Association. That may not be exactly right. But anyway, they're like, hey, you want to come to our tractor pull on Friday since that event doesn't start until Saturday and Sunday? And I'm like, and I accidentally booked my hotel for Thursday night so I could come to this tornado right now. And so, yeah, I ended up adding that event because I'm going to be up here. And then I had someone mention these dirt races. So I'm I may or may not have been sending a credential email while I was, stuck in traffic in Chicago, and I heard back,
I think
and
all those come through.
they approved credentials. So I'm going to go on Monday to Wilmot Speedway for the Summer Nationals dirt late model race. So we're always adding, even though we may take things away. So last year we ended up with nearly 50 events in the year between Mrs. Mustache and I. Sometimes we were at 2 separate ones, which is a plus. But yeah, I originally had 70 some on the schedule, and I imagine at the end of the year we're probably going to hit over 60, if not maybe close to the 70, or maybe even more, because this is a 4-day stretch right here, and I'm hitting 3 events. So that's
3 events in 4 days. Yeah.
Are you going to be in Indy this year for the U.S. Nationals?
I will be. That's on the plan at this point in time. At the top of the 5 or 6 races that weekend, I would say that's the highest on the priority list. Always love going to the U.S. Nationals, the big go. Last year we got the opportunity to work with Matt Stutzman, the armless archer out there at Indy.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not sure if he's going again this year or not, but we may get a chance to work with him again if we're out there. And he's an absolutely amazing individual.
I tell you what, if anybody doesn't know who we're talking about, he actually he drives the car with his feet.
Yeah, a pro.
And he's also he's won some gold medals, I want to say, in the Special Olympics in archery.
Yes. And
the Paralympic gold medalist in archery with shooting a bow and arrow with his feet, which is also impressive. We've had the opportunity to see that, some demonstrations when we worked with him out at Mocan during the Nitro Chaos event last year as well. And he put a target at the 330, and I think we went beyond that afterwards and nailed that sucker right in the bullseye. 330.
I mean, that's impressive any way you look at it. And the videos, the videos that he has put out, showing him working on the car, tuning on it, doing things, okay, and not just ho hum somebody else working on it. Him actually working on it, him doing things, and it's impressive, and it's very motivating, and very humbling in a way. I mean, this man has got drive, and it's very encouraging. So. Yeah, I had forgotten that you did the work with him last year at Indy, so that was really, really cool. It really was.
And I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings, but there's a lot of people out there that are in really good shape, and they could actually work, and they'd assume to just sit home and do nothing. And you have people like him living his life to the fullest. With his disability, he acts like it's not even a disability. That's the positive thing. And if you get around with someone like that and be around them, there's no sense in complaining if you're having a bad day.
That really was one of the things.
No, he's truly inspiring.
I'm like, man, I don't complain a lot. I'm usually it doesn't do any good to do it, but if you're around Matt Stutzman, you're not going to complain about one thing, because he is an amazing individual. I was multitasking here on there. I was replying to a comment on there. I've seen the Atkins Race Cars Mini Mayhem was tuning in there, and that's another team we do some work with. That was probably Lisa, but yeah, Matt's a great guy. He's just a great individual. He's very humble. just amazing in everything he does. And I literally don't think there is anything that he cannot do. He's phenomenal.
I would agree. Now, he is somebody we would definitely like to talk to. I've tried reaching out to him on social media, but I understand how that goes. Because, like I said, he's inspirational. And we definitely would like to talk to him and even meet him if we cross paths. And speaking of the Mini Mayhem, that is one of the wildest cars.
Very charismatic.
Yeah. So it's a 1961
he
Mini
doesn't have
Cooper
that
truck
mentality of it's going to figure out
that
how and everything.
Ricky
Complain
Atkins
about anymore.
fabricated the chassis. A lot of people will call it a dragster, but it is not a dragster. It is a door car, left of center on the driving compartment. Ricky Atkins fabricated that thing himself from an old 1961 Mini Cooper truck that he had at his shop that was sitting around, and they weren't sure what to do with it, so they made the Mini Mayhem.
That is one crazy looking ride. That one I have not seen in person. I want to see that one.
You need to, yes.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll catch up with him at Indy or something like that, because it is crazy. Now, ladies and gentlemen, something else about Redline Motorsports Media is they do a lot of videos, as they mentioned. And one of the ones that really got my attention, because I absolutely loved it, is you cover a lot, both of y'all cover a lot of Southeast Gassers Association.
Yes.
And we've had a lot of representatives on here before and absolutely enjoy their event. And there's really down-to-earth people, but boy, some fantastic racing. I love it. You put a camera on the front axle. I want to say it was Gunslinger. Okay, I might be wrong about that one. Or I think it was Gunslinger. But anyway, has some of the best wheels up videos you ever seen in your life taken from the underside of the car. It is absolutely priceless. What made you think, hey, why not? You know.
So that's the Lowhorn Racing Rod Slinger.
Rod
is
Slinger.
what that is. They're out there for the show. They don't care if they win. The winning to them is putting on a show for the fans and getting them in. And we built a good relationship with them. And I had a feeling they'd be up for something different. We like to think out of the box when we're doing some of our videos, especially with our GoPros. And I was like, hey, what do you think about putting one of these on the straight axle? And we can flip it around, do some front and back, and get some different angles. And that was probably some of the best video we've ever shot.
Yeah, it is.
And I tell you, all those guys put on a great show. You know, I just talked to Leslie Horn just a couple days ago, and you know, that's one of the things me and Robert need to get to. Robert actually went to South Georgia Motorsports Park when they were there.
Yep.
But I would love to go up there to Shady Side and watch that race there, because I think it's just so takes you back in history. I mean, it really does. It takes you back in history. You got the bugs out there, the backup girls. So if people don't know what the bugs are, you know, backing up the cars and dressed in that 60 outfits. And it's just, it changes the whole vibe of the event. You really think that you take a step back in time. I mean, it's like that just watching, you know, videos that you do or Lee Craft does. It is really, really a great time. And the people are having a blast. The fans, they're having an absolute blast.
Yeah, they are. Speaking of the Southeast Gassers, shout them out there at Brainerd Motorsports Park down in Ringgold, Georgia this weekend. That's a rescheduled event from a rain out a couple weeks ago, which was really, really bummed because I was supposed to go to that event, and I haven't been to a Sega event all year, and I'm having gasser withdrawals, Sega withdrawals, I would say.
Right,
I've seen some gassers. but I'm having Sega withdrawals, and I want to get them GoPros back in those cars and under those cars. But they're at Ringgold, Georgia this weekend at the Brainerd Motorsports Park for the reschedule. But I've had some commitments up here for some teams we work with the Funny Car Chaos event, and you can't be two places at once. Although it highly appears that that's the case sometimes when people watch the travels that I do, and they think that I am literally two places at once, and I don't know, maybe I am.
That's true.
I got some questions for you. So say that someone's young and they want to take in and start doing motorsports photography. What are some of the steps that they should do to get into it? Because, we got a lot of young kids that may not be able to drive or may not be able to work on the car, but they do have the opportunity to grow up in a sport and become a photographer, and no telling where that might lead later on in life. You might be able to work for teams and do all their publications behind the scenes for them.
Go ahead and start with that, Mrs. Mustache. I won't be able to hear you probably, but I may reiterate some of the same things, but
I think.
Go ahead with that one.
Wait, you want me to? Am I still breaking up, or can you hear me?
We can hear you.
We can hear you now. Go ahead.
So I think that wanting to get into motorsports media, I know that we always try to really support new photographers. If we see somebody we don't know on the line, or somebody who's younger, they look like they're just starting out, and we always try to give them tip, encouragement, and help promote them. And I think that the biggest thing is that you want to keep showing up. And I think that it's a tough thing to do, especially at the racetrack. It's hot. You're on your feet for 12 hours a day. Some of these cars are going 250 miles an hour, and they're blurry as all get out when you go back and look at your photos. But just showing up and knowing your tracks and being courteous and respectful with the track managers, because you aren't supposed to be in certain places. You need to have the media credentials, and you have to show up. You have to show up in the right way and with the proper understanding of what your job is there.
I think probably, going on what you're saying, I think probably the best thing for someone that's young and wants to get into it is probably go to their local track, talk to the track manager during a bracket race and say, hey, I would like to go out by the wall. I'd like to take some pictures of these cars, or like to do some videos of these cars. And I think that's probably the best place for them to start getting their feet wet. And because it's really hard to get credentials for like NHRA, IHRA, you really have to have yourself known to be able to get there. But if you start out at that level and start producing really great things on your page, it will grow pretty fast. And I'm speaking, for myself. That's how I started. I actually started taking pictures out at Gainesville, and then started live streaming the races, and then, it just kind of revolved. And I appreciate both of y'all, taking the time for younger people coming out and trying to learn that craft. And like you said, it's not easy. It's really easy to get discouraged when, like you said, you go back and look at your pictures and they're blurry and you can't make out any of the logos on the car. And so one of the tech tips that I told someone that was new that I seen at the track, I says, your camera doesn't have that far of reach. Mine doesn't either right now until I get that big lens. So what I always do, I try to get close to the Christmas tree, and I watch that Christmas tree. I watch when they stage, and then I put the camera up, and I start doing much better when they go to take off. I use that tree as a reference for me to get ready for the cars to take off. So that's why I had told someone to use those type of things. I said, now when you're working with Pro Stock, you're trying to take pictures of them, listen to them get up on the rev limiter before they take off. When they get up on that rev limiter and start stepping up, that's when you need to start getting ready to take your photos to be able to capture them.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point, Mitchell. Is go to your local racetracks. If nothing else, start up in the stands. That's kind of where we started too. Shoot photos and videos from the bleachers, and then practice. And if it's something you seriously are wanting to get into, I highly suggest for anyone to start a social media page. So you have something separate from your personal page, and you have a On the Spots Motorsports Media, you have a Redline Motorsports Media, you have a Monday Morning Racer, and the list goes on and on and on. Our photography, Robert Richard. I think if you've got that page going and you get that started, it shows a little more that you're committed to do this. And I feel it looks a lot better when you are putting in for credentials, because then the racetracks and the promoters know, well, this is where they're going to put this content. It's not just going to be on a personal page, which is fine too. But most of these racetracks and these promotions, NHRA is huge on that. They want to see that content going to some sort of business page or an entity, and not so much a personal page that could be anyone up in the bleachers. So just start a page, get some sort of unique name. A lot of us media people, we have a gimmick per se. Maybe get you a...
Yeah, I was getting ready to say.
We were told that we
a mustache.
Working with some other people, and we started hiring some photographers and things like that. And Jeanette from Car Chick said that it should be required if you come work with us that you have to have a handlebar mustache.
And voila.
I mean, I've got one. Mindy's got one. Y'all haven't asked to see her mustache yet tonight, but
she did.
You just did it.
She did.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. She did the Planters peanut thing, and I'm like going, oh, okay.
Okay, I missed it. I'm sorry. I'm listening.
Like there's a little bit of a lag, but
that's good. That's commitment right there. That is commitment.
That is commitment. And I'll tell you what, she posted a picture on Facebook before I even seen that tattoo. And I honestly thought that she did that with a Sharpie. And I was like, man, that is really cool. Maybe she should get herself a tattoo that is that. And then I got home from the race, and by God, she already did it. She had the tattoo. And wow, you talking about commitment. That's it right there.
That is good.
I want to hit on one other thing. We were talking about, younger people coming into the sport.
He can't shave his now, ever. Because mine's permanent.
She said you can't shave your mustache now.
Nope.
Yeah. Just not happening. And if so, you better have one that sticks on, to get you by.
Yeah. One other thing, we were talking about younger people coming in to the sport, which we always want, younger people coming in and be generations down the road. But, do it because you love it.
Yeah.
Because if you love it, I know y'all love it. We love it. It never gets old. I mean, I still get excited going out there taking photos by the wall, just like I did the first time I done it.
Absolutely.
It's just amazing to me. Now, we had Richard Gaston on a few. It's been a while. We had Richard Gaston on. I want to say last year. And so I asked Richard, sometimes people think they're crazy on those motorcycles. He started laughing. He says, no, we think y'all are crazy standing by that wall when the nitro cars are running.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can get a little wild. Did you all? I saw you shared. You popped some photos up on the screen
Yes.
earlier,
Yeah.
and you had the first, I think, one of Terry Haddock at the IHRA Spring Nationals.
I don't think Mitchell, did you get the second one loaded of Terry?
It wouldn't load up. The one up against the wall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right here. Boom. There it goes.
Yeah. Oh.
There it is. There it is. Now that's committed to your job right there.
Oh my gosh.
That right there.
So there's further ones in that series where Terry came on down the wall and he kind of got off of it a little ways, so I thought that it was going to be all right. And then there's like his nose is right there, but I'll tell you, another person that's committed is right there, taking the duck job, is Robert Richard from RLR. He is committed, and he was in that until he had to get out of that. And as you can see on that picture, he is taking the deep dive.
Yeah.
Speaking of photographers on the wall, he is trying to get down low behind that wall.
Yep.
Because really, at that point, that is the only protection that you have. And that is, you got to kind of have that in your mind before you even go out there. What am I going to do if some things go
sideways?
That little deal right there could have been way, way worse. Terry actually got control of that car. Doesn't look like, but he did. Kept it from nosing into the wall, which would have been way, way worse. And Robert was in it to win it, and he was shooting head-on shots at that point in time. So he had a little bigger angle, but on that one right there, as soon as Terry started to go sideways, I knew that was going to be a shot of a lifetime, and I was not letting up on that one. I stayed wide so I could get him, and I could keep an eye on what I was hoping would not happen with the other photographers, and I'm glad everybody came out of that one safe.
Yeah. We had a close call at MIR 2 weeks ago. A car got loose right off the hit like that, and we were lucky. It drove toward the center instead of toward the wall, but we were getting and moving out of the way just in case.
Yeah. It's there's not a lot of time to react on something like that, and that was quite interesting.
Absolutely. And I'm a child of fuel cars from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I do not have as much faith as y'all do out there past the starting line. Okay, I do not, and that's why I always go behind it. I don't get in line of the exhaust because exhaust valves has come out and hit things. But that's why on the professional cars, I go behind the line, because I've literally seen them so much happen in that first one. Sport's been different. I mean, I'll be hanging over the wall. I'm a little nuts that way. But the professional cars, I'm like going, that is some serious animals. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, when you see photographers either up on a ladder but they're farther away from the wall typically, okay, and then people like what Jerry said and Miss Mindy, they get down to get a good low shot, but their first line of defense, because they're coming at you so fast, you can't run away, is duck. Try to use that wall for your defense. Now, if you're in a jersey barrier situation, no, okay, and definitely not no metal rail stuff. That's different animal altogether. And
War in the woods.
Nope, don't even talk about that. Nope, yellow belly. Don't even talk about that. Okay, we used to race at a track here in Florida. Green Cove Springs was 8th Mile track. The staging lanes was directly next to the track before you go around and lined up. It was jersey barriers. You could literally open your car door, hit the wall, cars going by. You could lean on the wall, and it was that close. And I've seen a lot of people, let's say, rub up against the wall. So I don't go out near it for nothing. And going along with something that y'all suggested, and it's rightfully so, and we've seen a lot of photographers come in. I'm very new to the game, so I respect whatever y'all say, and I respect whatever anybody tells me and guides me, and I listen. and it's appreciated. But I've seen some people at other tracks that basically they're kind of unaware of their surroundings. No flashes at night, especially with drivers going up there, because you can hit them with a flash and you might think it passes, but I'll still leave spots. And especially on the starting line when they're so focused on the tree, react to any light. Things like that. And then my big thing is whenever racers are getting ready to pull up and a photographer comes out and literally puts a camera 3 inches from your face, directly in front of you. I don't see y'all don't do that. Y'all keep your distancing, but I mean, give respect to teams, give respect to the teammates.
Yep.
I mean, we understand the action shot, we get it, but give respect to what they're there to do. You're there to enhance it, but they're there competing.
Well, and I've seen Jerry work, and I do the same thing. I'll go up to a pro team that's in the staging lanes, and they're putting a driver in. I look at the driver, I got the camera, and the driver does this. That means I can come in and take a picture.
Right.
If they don't give me a thumbs up, and some of them will tell me, come on in, and they'll give me a fist pump. But a lot of them, they'll give you the thumbs up to go on in up underneath the cab of the funny car and take a picture.
Right.
But
absolutely.
yeah.
But now I tell you, I must know, Jerry. Okay, we appreciate the fact that you being with the fire department and being involved with that for so many years. Mitchell and I both know people that's been involved in that and still are, and we're so appreciative of your commitment and what you've done. Miss Mindy, what in the world? What is it that you do? Because I know you work also, and you work with Mr. Mustache. Oh, and your microphone's off. Your microphone is off. Nothing yet. No, ma'am. Look at the bottom of the screen. You'll see on your left-hand side a microphone. Perhaps that has got a red toggle. Oh. Well,
Let me make sure it's not on my.
There it
end.
is. There it is. There it is.
I think I just.
Yep. We got you.
How about now?
Yes.
Got you. Oh, I just went back out. Jerry, you might have to fill in, buddy.
It might be the weather.
Yeah, I guarantee.
Interrupting the internet.
I guarantee.
Hey, she's back there. She's back again,
Okay.
I think.
There you go.
I think I'm good.
Yes, ma'am.
Good? Can you hear me?
Yes,
All right.
You
ma'am.
can.
So it's actually kind of ironic. So I work for Dayton Freight Lines,
Okay.
and they're a freight carrier, and I handle one of our bigger customers, who happens to be ProTrans International.
Oh.
And what they do is they move auto parts for companies like Molly, Melling. They're all auto parts, BMW, VW. So a lot of the booths at PRI are companies that I'm shipping freight for every day through ProTrans.
Oh man.
So that's kind of funny how those two worlds have kind of collided a little bit.
What does your coworkers think about what y'all do? Going out there, taking pictures, and you showing your coworkers when you come back, check out these cool pictures I took this past weekend.
Oh, there's a weather delay. It's a definite weather
I think I
delay.
might have a connection. I didn't catch that last bit.
I said, what is your people who you work around? What do they think about when you come back from one of these events and you show them some of the pictures that you take? Are they kind of amazed by it?
I think so. I think some people don't expect it. It's unexpected, especially, I'm in an office environment. I'm, dressed nicely in my office clothes, and And then I come back all sunburned and they're like, well, we know where she was at this weekend. But I think that people who don't know me or already know that I do it, they end up a little bit surprised that that's what I do. And it's my spare time when I can.
Oh man. I tell you, I think it's really, really great on how y'all work together, especially with the commitment of there. Okay. I really think it's great on how y'all do so much together. And I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you have to follow him. Now, where can everybody follow you? Where can everybody buy your photos?
Yeah, so just to touch on what Mindy was talking about, she has her full-time job. She's at home taking care of the house. She's taking care of an 11-year-old boy, the animals. Honestly, if it wasn't for her and the support that she gives, there'd be no way that I would be able to be out here and do this as much as I can. And the fact that she loves it too, absolutely helps for sure. And it's very helpful when Mindy is able to come to an event with me, because then I know she's going to be mainly doing photos. She does some video too, but then I can concentrate on videos. But yeah, and you got a little logo up in the top of your screen there, Redline synthetic oil.
Yep.
I don't know if Mindy mentioned this or not, but she was selected last year as one of the Redline synthetic oil women of power, and they just started that campaign again for this year. So
started today, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I believe so. So Mindy was selected last year as one of the recipients of the Redline oil, who sponsors us as well. Phenomenal folks. But she is a woman of power, 100%. People don't understand what all she does when they see me out there, because this is all I do now. It's my full-time job. But Mindy is doing so much behind the scenes. She's helping admin our Facebook page. She's helping package up merchandise. You name it. Not to mention, like I said, taking care of the home. So she's absolutely awesome. We love being there together. But yeah, to answer that question, we do have a Smug Mug site. We don't put a lot of photos on there anymore, because a lot of people, if they want something, they'll just reach out to us. And that's honestly the best way, is if someone sees something they like, is just shoot us a message on our page. We're highly responsive to any messages we get on there. We're highly responsive to any comments that we see. We love engaging with our followers, with the racers, with our fans. But honestly, the easiest way is just to reach out to us personally on our Facebook page. But we do have a Smug Mug. We don't upload a lot of events to that anymore, but when we do, that link is in our bio and on our Facebook page. But yeah, that's where you find it. We recently just started a Shopify for our merchandise, because we added to our merchandise line this year. Boom, on cue. Look at you guys. You're awesome. These are our new race shirts that we started this year. We wanted to do this for the last few years and just couldn't make things happen. And we were fortunate enough to be able to make it happen this year. And Greg Zuko from VA Inc., shout out to him. He does amazing job on shirts. Highly recommended. As you can see on that shirt, we had the Sega Quick Draw Falcon. Miss Diana Casto right up there on the that runs in the Southeast Gassers. We done. She calls herself our cash cow, because those GoPro videos in her car do phenomenal on our page, and we make some money off of those videos. So we found it only appropriate to put Diana on our shirt, as well as the Hill Family Racing Mad Max Nitro funny car down there on the bottom. We worked with Dave Hill and Ryan Hill and Miss Mad Maxine, Shannon. Most of you know Miss Mad Maxine, but we've worked with them almost since the beginning. So we wanted to do something special and kind of to surprise them. And they honestly did not know up until the last minute when I had to make it known that we were putting their cars on our shirt, to show how much we appreciate them, for what they've done for us over the years. So those shirts are amazing. They are on our Shopify store, as well as the Make Mustaches Great Again shirts. And Mrs. Mustache designed a tank top this past year, and those are on there as well. The Mrs. Mustache ladies tank top.
I don't think that one loaded up, because I think I sent that one to Mitchell, and we had some problems with a couple of pictures. I think that was one of them.
Yeah.
That didn't get loaded, unfortunately. But
you can go to their site and you can see it. So
absolutely,
after the podcast, definitely go over and check out their site and their store, and see if there's an item there that you like to buy. And I want to say, that T-shirt. I seen you take some pictures at one of the events. One of the guys was wearing it. It is so clear and so legible. It is really awesome. You can pick it out of anywhere you go, yep, and know that is y'all's brand.
It's absolute. It's phenomenal. Greg knocked that out of the park. We expected it to be good. That's why we went with Greg with VA Inc. We didn't expect it to be anything less than perfect. And Greg spends a lot of attention to detail on the coloring with his illustrators and things like that. He doesn't just go with any picture. He wants it to be absolutely perfect, to get all of the details. We were fortunate enough to have one of our own of the Sega Quick Draw Falcon, and Holloway Saunders. His photo is the photo on the Mad Max funny car, because the ones that we take mainly video of them, so we don't shoot a lot of photos of them. And the ones that we did have just weren't, to be honest, they weren't up to Greg's par. Right. So, Greg needed something to work with a little better. And I reached out to Holloway because I seen something that I liked that he had. And we bought that photo off of him, and just to help support him as we would do for photographers. And so, we're all about supporting other people and other media outlets, whether it's buying pictures at the track and or photos like that to put on people's merchandise and shirts, but those turned out absolutely amazing. And if you get one, you won't be disappointed. It's really cool to start seeing those popping up at racetracks. They've gone all across the country now. We shipped one out to the very, very tip top of Washington a few weeks ago. That thing almost went to Alaska, but
it's very close.
They're all over the place now, and it's really cool to see that, because we worked really, really, really hard to get to the point that we are, and
right.
Just to see our merch being worn by folks out there is just one of the coolest things ever. We never would have imagined.
That's true.
Well, everybody wants a mustache, and that shirt's got one.
Yeah.
That's right. We have mustache keychains. They're on our page there. I believe you guys on your post had a picture of Troy Coughlin Jr. With the mustache keychain. He's highly impressed with the mustache every time he sees it. Jaggy, he's highly impressed with it. Every time Jaggy will roll by in the car heading to the staging lanes, he'll give a little mustache twist out of the out of the car, and that's super cool. And Troy has complimented the mustache on multiple occasions, and I said, you know what? He said he couldn't grow one. And I said, well, we'll help you grow one in 5 seconds. So I hooked old TJ up with a mustache keychain, and we like to pass those out to the kids at the track too, and things like that. Stephen Smith from the Southeast Gassers, he got me hooked on some Mostache Hot Wheels that he has been generous enough to donate to us. He gave us our first one, so I actually bought some of those, and we passed those out to some of the kids. It's a Hot Wheel that actually has a mustache comb on the top of it. It's a little roadster, and
that's pretty cool.
I love it. Yeah, they're super cool. We've got some of those, and again, it's just something to, especially those youngsters. You know, I was one of them growing up, going to drag races with my family and my dad, and sitting up there in the bleachers, and actually have some VHS tapes that I want to go through at my parents. You might see those on our page one day. I'm talking back in the early 80s, maybe even late 70s. I was up there with the VHS camcorder at probably 8 or 9 or 10 years old, recording some drag racing. So just to give something to the kids and, you know, the fans, and bring their, you know, get them to come back and continue to keep this sport growing. And I love talking to people, if you guys can't tell. So it just gives me an opportunity to take a break and sit down and chat with people.
Right.
Well, I tell you what, you know, looking back at MIR 2 weeks ago, you know, there was a lot of people wondering about how the turnout was going to be. It was excellent.
Absolutely. I'm sad I missed that one.
And it's really good to see. Oh, they stuck around. They didn't leave. When Top Sportsman came up, they still sat there and they watched. And the same thing at South Georgia Motorsports Park.
Yep.
When those sportsman cars came up, people still stayed in the stands, and they watched those sportsman categories run, which I think is very important for the sport, for people to hang out and not just leave and go out to the pits, because there's still a lot of exciting racing going on when the sportsman cars come up, you know. And I tell you, it was really awesome to go up there. The weather was great. And I did look for you. I was looking around for you to see if you had made it.
Yeah, I was somewhere else that weekend, and that was one of the ones that I really wanted to go to, along with the one at SGMP. Raul and Jennifer down there are absolutely amazing folks, and that was the weekend that I took off because I was going to hit the Sega race in Alabama and then leave there on Saturday night when that was done, and then drive to Georgia to go to the Southern Nationals. And I was really upset that I missed both those races, but sometimes you just got to take a break.
Yeah.
You got to take a breather.
You have to do what you got to do. And I went up there and bared the weather. And of course, when I had to leave is right when the weather cracked and was better. And of course, that's when Mitchell shows up. You know, everything. You know, I did all the heavy lifting up until that point. But anyway, that's just me. I'm sorry, it's a bitter pill.
It was funny. So Robert had to get on back when we were out South Georgia,
right?
And the weather was crappy. But those fans, they stuck around. They went out there to the cars. They sit out there. They ate, or they rode down the road to the convenience store, came back, and when that track went back hot, that place was packed, the stands. And it was so awesome to see everyone come back and watch that last qualifying run on Saturday.
At 5 o'clock in the afternoon. First car go down the track, 5 in the afternoon.
It was wonderful. And I was so happy for Raul and Jennifer, you know. And then after the event, because we had Raul on to talk about, you know, everything that was going on leading up to the Southern Nationals coming back there to South Georgia. And, man, he ran over. He was so pumped. He's like, hey, come here, give me a hug. Man, he was hugging everybody.
Yeah, well-deserved. They work really hard down there. They're great people. so great. I mean, Raul will answer your phone call at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Yep.
They've definitely
that literally happened. One time
left
when
an
I was on my
impression
way
on
back
us.
from the snowbirds and my truck caught fire, I called Mindy and told her and let her know. And then the next person I called was Raul, and by God, he answered that phone.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he and his family are just those people, that they try to help people. And we paid attention because I was there from, I don't remember, Wednesday, Mitchell. I can't remember. Wednesday through like the middle of Saturday. Anyway, going and walking around and talking to the manager and everything, and just watching them constantly on the move. Raul and his family constantly on the move. The manager's constantly on the move, and people don't notice that unless you know what he looks like, obviously. But I mean, he wasn't just standing there in a nice shirt the whole time. No, he was on the scooter. He was going around. He was taking care of plumbing. He was helping these people in the backfield, helping people in the front. Everybody was like this, and he was, and you know how he is.
Very hands-on.
Yeah, very hands-on. They do not sit still, and so that's a definite thing. So that's a tip of hat to them, because I hope it continues to grow. I really, really do, because it's an exciting place, like you said. Now, let me ask y'all a question on the professional side on what y'all do. If anybody wants to get started into photography or videography in racing, okay, particularly, let's say drag racing, let's just keep it at that. Okay, do you have something that you recommend they start with at minimum? Like start with just a GoPro, or start with just your phone, or start with a Canon or something like that. Is there anything like that you could recommend?
Yeah, I tell people all the time because I talk to a lot of the photographers and things that are just getting started while at the racetracks, and my biggest thing is you got to work with what you can afford at the time. Like I said, I started with a cell phone. Cell phones will do amazing work these days, but then there's cameras are expensive. If you see something that you like and you really want to get into it, then it doesn't hurt just to save up and save up and save up and really get what you want. But some people will start with a little Canon T7. I believe, Mindy, is what we had, one of those Rebel when we first started. And you gotta start with what you work with, and a lot of times the glass or the lens is what's gonna get you a better product. So maybe you may not have the best camera, but you may be able to put a better lens on there, and maybe you invest your money into the lens itself first, and then put back for the camera, and you go out there and practice, because any camera that you have, you'll get better and better at using, and and you just got to progress from there.
And never get discouraged when you look at your photos and you see some blurred ones.
No, it's going to happen. We'll spend weekends that we take 1,000, 2,000 plus pictures, and we may have 50 or 100 of them that are really even worth it. And we've got very high standards now, so we try to post about all the pictures that we take, or at least one of every car, or things like that. But I mean, if it's got a little blur on it now, then you may not see it. And some people will be like, "Oh, well, you didn't get a picture of our car." And we're like, "Well, we may have. It just didn't make it to our page because then
I had that same thing.
The fender might be blurred."
Right.
So and there are some races that we go to that we're working for clients, and we try to take as many pictures as we can. But with this being a business and our job now, we got to concentrate on our clients, and where we're getting people are paying us to be there, and our sponsors, and things like that. We were at a race a few weeks ago, and we edited about 600 photos, and that didn't even count another 200 and some that we edited for Larson Motorsports, Elaine Larson's jet car team that we were working with that weekend. And there were several cars from Mindy cylinder heads that were out there, and we were doing a bunch of work for them, and we may have missed some cars that we, but I'm like, we're willing to work with anybody. I said, get on our list, because any photo that we took outside of what we were actually up there for was a bonus. So, right. But we try to get, as much as we can. And as you see, we're out there all day long. But there's just some events that we got to pick our battles and our priorities, where our priorities are. So,
right.
Or we may not be able to go to the next one.
I had a super gas racer, and they said, "We seen you taking a lot of pictures, but you didn't take no picture of our car." I says, "I think I did." And so later on, I went back, I found it, and I sent it to them. I says, "But I'm here to interview y'all." "Oh." I said, "Yeah, I come over to interview you." I says, "Y'all want to do it?" "Oh, yeah."
Yeah. You got to see people's faces. They're like going, "I'd like to do an interview with you." And they look at it and goes, "Me? Why me?" And of course, I'm coming back like, "Why not?" I said, "You're a racer." I said, "Everybody has a story." I said, "We'd just love to learn more about you." You know what I mean? And I've only had one person tell me no. And I respect that, but, I've only had one, and everybody else is like going, "Okay, sure. What do I say?" And just like,
and the second thing is, where can we find it afterwards?
Yep.
I had a guy ask me that. We weren't even done with the interview. We were still talking and stuff like that. I was like, I clipped that part, but I was like, it was just funny. And, but like you said, y'all do something most photographers do, good photographers like y'all, Miss Mindy and Jerry and stuff like that. And everybody out there listening on the Spot Motorsports Media, just so you know, we got Jerry and Mindy Meddock of Redline Motorsports Media on tonight. There's some of the best automotive photographers and videographers out there going. Okay, and there's no mistake in the mustache. There's no mistake in it. There you go, right there. Okay, they have been doing some phenomenal work. You see, I like the follow-up. They do some phenomenal work. So they've taken time out of their busy schedule. He's in Wisconsin and she's in Illinois, I believe, right now. Taking the time to share with us, how they got started and all the events they're going to, and the drive that they have, the passion that they have. And the big thing is they are sharing the experience. That's what a lot of people don't realize about the photography and videography. They're sharing the experience. A lot of people aren't able to go to the event, or they are at the event, but they just don't have an opportunity to view the car, view the event, view the race in the way that you're presenting it. And that's the great thing, but what makes the difference between photographers and really good photographers. Like I consider you and Evans and Owen and all the others out there, fantastic, phenomenal, just to name a few.
And don't laugh. I watch y'all. I watch how y'all take photos, because I want to be just as good as y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah. We do that too. Still, there's a lot of great photographers out there that we've learned from. I try to watch what other people do. I look up to a lot of those. Well, usually I'm looking down, but that's because I'm taller than them. But Dave Hillner works with Jag Illustrated. He's absolutely amazing. Yeah. He's been super great to us. Damon Stanky. He's helped a lot over the years, just watching him, seeing what he's doing with E3. Robert, he's phenomenal, and just watching what they're doing and where they're going. As far as videographers, Kyle Chris over at Straight Line Media, he's been a huge inspiration. And honestly, when I first started, Courtney Enders, at that point in time, she was a huge inspiration to me, and just seeing her work with other teams and, putting those GoPros in the car. And that's one reason why, it's like when people come up to us and ask us for advice and things like that, we're more than willing to help them or show them or try to lead them, the right direction. Because it's nice to have people look up to us, like we were looking up to and still do with, many of the photographers and videographers out there. Corey McCulloch from React 104. Oh my gosh. Talking about phenomenal videographers. Dylan Horton, DH Media, have done a lot of stuff with Corey as well. I call them the GOATs. And there's people that call us the GOAT. And I'm like, nah, we're just people, but, and they feel the same way too. But Corey from React 104 is the GOAT. And, it's like sharing the wall with him a lot of times, and with Dave Hillner and, some of these other people that have been doing this for years and years and years. It's just a special feeling. And, we look up to a lot of them for sure.
Right. That's good. Now here's another technical question. Okay. When you said y'all both started, you started with like what'd you say, a Canon or a Rebel? I think you said, as an introductory camera. But it doesn't matter. But what kind of lens would you recommend for people to start with all the way up to currently what y'all have? Because we see a variety, and for anybody out there that's listening, what do you recommend? Oh, there's a delay. Can you hear me all right, Jerry?
I hear you. Yeah. Mindy's trying to talk.
Oh, okay.
Yes, let's see.
We can't hear you, Miss Mindy. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna double check and see.
Oh.
No, it's not. Her mic's not paused.
Yeah, it's just no sound coming through.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Miss Mindy. Well, we'll let him.
Yeah. Again, you got to go with what you have and, what you got to work with. There's lenses, there's a wide variety of them. And I don't want to say there's any right or wrong, but the 7200 millimeter is phenomenal for drag racing, because you can get up closer with the 70, and then you can be in the bleachers and get the the long range stuff with the 200. So that that's always a good one but those aren't cheap, and you gotta save up some cash for those for sure. But
Gotcha. Okay. Well, anybody out there interested in photography onto the stage that that Miss Mindy and Jerry do, and others, that's kind of the way you need to lean. But we all agree, you got to just get started with what you have. Just start anywhere, and the passion will show itself. Will show you and direct you, and everything like that. Now I'll tell you, where can everybody follow you, and where can everybody see your schedule?
yeah, so of course our Redline Motorsports Media Facebook page. That's where predominantly most of our stuff goes. Nearing 500,000 followers in just over 5 years. So that's where most of our stuff goes. We do cross post a lot of our vertical reels to our Instagram page, which is also Redline Motorsports Media. We have a YouTube channel. I keep saying that I need to do more on there. It's Redline Motorsports Media as well. I just haven't. I feel like our Facebook page has grown so much, and that's where our bread and butter is, and that's where we're monetized on there, and we're making a little bit of money there to keep us going. And our YouTube isn't monetized yet. It probably wouldn't take long to do it. It's not like we don't have the content to put on there. It's just the time to do it.
Right.
But yeah, Redline Motorsports Media on Facebook, Redline Motorsports Media on Instagram, and Redline Motorsports Media on YouTube. And maybe if you guys go on there and subscribe on the YouTube, it'll motivate us to put some more content up there.
We'll do it. Matter of fact, as soon as we log off, we'll do it. Because, ladies and gentlemen, just like Jerry mentioned, this interview is obviously live right now on Facebook, so you'll be able to follow it on the Reels on Facebook, our Facebook page, On the Spot Motorsports Media, but also you'll be able to see it on our YouTube page, and we'll also be uploading it to Spotify in about another week or so. So we got many different platforms to try to to reach people and try to share great stories like Jerry and Miss Mindy. I mean, let's face it, we all see them on the wall, but we don't really know. We don't know anything really about them. And so it's how you doing, Austin? I tell you, Jerry, you would appreciate this. Austin down below drives one of the coolest super stockers out there, and I had a chance to meet him. Okay, he drives a super stock J66 Chevy 2. Okay, and it's got a long line, a long history, and I was fortunate enough, he sent me an in-car video, and we put it on, posted online, and he sent me a couple others I have to load. That is a wonderful sound, just like a Southeast Gassers. Okay, and it's got just the most wonderful sound. 4-speed car. It's like, oh, it's great. So, Austin, good people.
I'm pretty sure I've seen that. I would have to agree. Love some super stockers. You know, get some nice wheels up Wednesday shots for those stockers and super stockers. It's one of my favorite classes to go out there and photograph. But Austin Day, I'm pretty sure I know what he's rolling in. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You would recognize the car.
Yeah.
There you go. He'll be at Milan in July. Okay.
So I want to ask you one more question before we let y'all go tonight. I want to ask y'all both, what is your favorite class to shoot at an NHRA event?
Man, to tell you the truth, I think I just answered that. I love the stockers and super stockers. I mean, shooting nitro cars is absolutely amazing. There's a different aspect, but I'm a muscle car type of person. I'd love to have a muscle car driving around to the racetracks one of these days. I like the nostalgia and the, things like that. And that's, not the NHRA, but the Southeast Gassers. That's why I love them so much, because I love the old school look of a car. And but yeah, there is nothing like the heart pounding, ground shaking, getting your innards and maybe some things puckered up when you are in when you're out there on the wall with a nitro car too. So.
Well, you put that mildly. You put that really mildly.
I think nitro cars are probably one of the most fun things to shoot.
Well, I am at nitro cars at night have a show and a feel all on their own.
Harder to take photographs of.
Yes, I was fixing to say that. You gotta have a really good lens.
Oh yeah. And you start seeing sparks where sparks shouldn't be coming from. You start seeing bright things where bright things shouldn't be.
Yeah, I think nitro funny cars are probably one of my favorite things to shoot.
It gets wild,
especially trying to get the headers, and it's.
Oh, absolutely.
If you can ever catch them, qualifying at dusk, that is the best shot, because you got enough of light to capture everything, and you still get the flames. And I've got some really good shots of Paul Lee's car and Alexis DeJoria's. They were actually testing at Gainesville, I want to say it was 2-3 years ago. Had the opportunity to go out there and take some pictures, and all the teams are really cool with it. And those are the best looking photos that I believe I've ever taken.
Yeah, just the
golden hour. Yeah, that's the golden hour. The golden hour. It doesn't matter what kind of photography you're doing. The natural light from the God up above, he puts it down on you, and you gotta love the golden hour. And Mindy does a lot of portrait photography as well, with senior pictures, and we do some weddings and things like that, and family photos and different things. But she does a lot of that when I'm out of town, and we set those up usually in the evenings, so we can hit that golden hour when that sun's going down.
Please tell me you wear your shirts whenever you work a wedding. Please tell me that.
I don't think. I mean, I have a button-up shirt
I don't
that
think
has various
have,
types of mustaches on it. From
we did
jacket on.
From Dixon Flannels.
Yeah, there you go. That works.
I might have wore that one, I think, but
we did do wedding photography
the
for
mustache
some
draws
racers.
a lot of attention, and at the racetrack it's a little different. But when we're at a wedding or doing some shoot like that, it's like I don't want the attention to be drawn towards.
Right.
It's to be on the bride and the groom, and
oh yeah, we agree.
So I try to. I still handlebar, but I don't. I don't want to. The attention needs to be elsewhere.
Oh no, we agree. We agree.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I got to get ready for one of those, and next spring.
Yeah, we got another one coming up in October. We've shot a couple drag racer weddings already this year in the winter, and we got another wedding coming up in October. And no offense to people getting married in weddings, but we'd rather be at the racetrack any day.
Well, this one's my daughter's.
Yeah.
That's pretty important.
Right. Yeah, I told him that. He was telling me about scheduling podcasts and stuff like that. He's like, whoa, hold up. Whoa. You got priority. And right about then you heard his wife chime in, you're not doing that.
Yeah.
So
I may not be able to go to a race that weekend.
Yeah, don't worry. We wouldn't allow you
I did try to talk him into just, doing something cheap, and we just give him the money, but that wasn't working.
Yeah, the wedding in October is the weekend of the IHRA Topeka race. So we had to make an executive decision. It was a firefighter friend of mine, and he asked for 2 photographers and wanted to know if we were available. And we talked it over, and I said, you know what, for him, I'll take a break from the racetrack and we'll go photograph his wedding.
Yeah, I get it, because when it comes down to family or really close friends, it takes precedent. We've all had to make adjustments and things like that. And like Mitchell and I talk about, we wouldn't change a thing. I've had to miss some things. He's had to miss some things for that reason, and wouldn't change a thing. Yeah. So
life happens.
It does. Yeah.
And but I tell you, y'all need to get back and get fishing. I know that's y'all's thing. Y'all enjoy getting away from it a little bit and trying to relax. Y'all got to get back doing some of that. Y'all post a lot of pictures fishing, and that's really good to see. And
yeah, we actually went fishing about 4 times, and maybe even 5 in the last 2 weeks. And
really?
There were a couple years we didn't fish one time, and we really enjoyed it out there. And Mindy's caught her first catfish last week. She caught her first white sucker. I think she may have hooked into her first carp the last time we fished the other night, and it got off. We kind of had some lines getting tangled up, and I was trying to video, and we thought we had another fish on another line, so we thought we were fighting 2 fish at once, and had my phone in my hand, and I'm reeling. I'm like, we got to double up. And Mindy's over there fighting this big old something. We didn't see it, but I would imagine it definitely had to either be a nice sized carp or a nice catfish. But she caught probably about a 5 or 6 pound channel cat the other night in the river, which was her first catfish. Was amazing. And I think this one that got off was something bigger. But I said, we got all summer, and we definitely plan on going out there some more. And that catfish tasted really good when Mindy cooked it up last night.
Oh, yeah.
Or the night before last. Some good fish.
I love some catfish.
I think I saw a picture that was posted a couple weeks ago. A Disco Dean. He was actually fishing at the track in a retention pond and caught him, I think, a bass.
Yeah, they had a little fishing derby up at Milan this past weekend at the IHRA event.
That might be what it was. Yes.
Yeah, there was a rain day, and Paige was out there. Paige Coughlin was out there catching some bass. I think Melanie Salemi won that contest with a 15, almost 16-inch largemouth bass out of that pond there at Milan. Relevant sunglasses, put up a pair of sunglasses for the winner of that. Shout out to them as well. They just came on board with us as a branding partner for the remainder of the season for the IHRA races. And we're going to help them with some social media stuff Relevant sunglasses and the DOA drag sleds, which are the snowmobiles that race on the racetrack. So that just happened today. Again, while I was driving, I was answering emails and phone calls and, doing all this stuff. Most of that was done through my Meta glasses, which was all hands off. And the phone conversations with Relevant, I had pulled over at a gas station and made that phone call while I wasn't driving. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't drive and text.
Your wife appreciates
never
that.
do that.
Exactly. She appreciates it. So,
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
I know. We all do. We've all been there, done that, and smack ourselves later.
I mean, I normally do it at like 3 a.m. when I'm driving through the mountains of Tennessee or West Virginia and no one else is on the road. I feel like it's safe to do it then.
You're barely on the road. Some of the places in West Virginia, man. Last time I went through there, we didn't know it at the time, but there was tornado alerts going off as we were driving through West Virginia.
Yeah.
We were in a vehicle. We didn't have the radio on or nothing. It was just, it was like 2 a.m. or something like that. All of a sudden, buddy of mine turned on the radio and we heard all these alerts coming out. Like, going, what in the world? And they're saying such and such county. And we're like, we don't know where we're at. Okay, there's nobody on the road. All of a sudden, we saw lightning off in the distance and we saw a silhouette of something that what we thought was.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, all of us were wide awake. Nobody was asleep. and everybody got stone quiet. And it was one of those, what was that? And we're everybody like, crack the windows. And literally, it looked like something off Scooby-Doo. Everybody had their windows down, and everybody was looking out the front, back side of the car like this. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. You see anything? No. You see anything? No. You see anything? And we're acting like meteorologists.
That is a scary feeling, though.
It is.
Yeah, you don't need no coffee to keep you awake when there's a tornado around.
No.
I drove straight through one in Nashville one time. I'm pretty sure I missed it by a matter of minutes and almost hit what I think was a car in the highway that was flipped over. It was a huge chunk of metal. I saw the tornado warning on, like I took the picture earlier of the sign, and I'm like, man, I better keep an eye out. A fire truck came off and came onto the highway because they were responding to a call. And honestly, thank God for that fire truck because I got over into the other lane. And then the next thing you know, I look up and there was this huge, it's size of a car in the middle of the highway. And I barely missed it. But, sometimes you got to drive through tornadoes or do podcasts during tornadoes or, you got to do what you got to do. I can't wait to. Not that I can't wait to get off here, but I really want to get on the local news channel, and I might just look out the curtain here and see if my truck's still out there. It was a red Dodge Ram. I heard those are really good during twisters.
Right. Yep.
It may or may not be in the parking lot.
Oh,
yeah. It keeps the blood pressure up. And the heart rate up. So
I think that one Dodge Ram, I think in that movie, it ran right through the house, right on out the.
That's right.
Side. Yeah.
That's why I feel like when I'm out there driving, I'm probably all right because they did that on the movies. So that Dodge Ram has got to be, it's got to be all right.
It's tough.
Driving through a tornado.
It's tough. Yeah. Just like the Blues Brothers, just hit the gas and you can jump over stuff. Absolutely no problem. So it's true. Hollywood's real. Yeah. Believe the magic, you muggle. So.
That never lift mentality.
Hey, my life is like a movie sometimes, I'm pretty sure. So.
Oh, that part is true. That's an understatement. Well, listen, guys, we appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule, coming on here and talking to us tonight. We really, really do. We appreciate everything y'all do, and we encourage everybody to go to Redline Motorsports Media, to look them up on all their social media pages. Follow them if you're not following them, and also reach out, buy a shirt.
Yeah, get one of those cool shirts.
Buy some merch from them, okay? It encourages them and also helps them go on to their next event. And we also encourage all of y'all to get out there to go to your local track, whatever it might be, to go to your local event, whatever it might be, and support it. Even if you don't have a car to participate in it, go and support it. You never know. You can find a crew, you can start helping, you can get involved with a team, or you can just go and just support the track any way you wish. But, we encourage everybody to do that. And so listen, y'all too, Miss Mindy and Jerry, we want y'all to stay safe. But we do appreciate everything that y'all do, and we look forward to talking to y'all again real soon.
Yeah, and Miss Mindy, I thought it was really cool. As soon as your dog heard his voice, he started barking.
Yeah, those are my babies for sure.
That is some good timing. That is some good timing.
They were looking for you.
Yeah,
we
talk on the phone, and they're wondering why I'm in this little box and why they can't see me, and confuses them a little bit.
I'll give you a quick thing right before we go. Is on one of the podcasts with Lake Speed that we had on here, one of my cats jumped up here across the table and knocked off half the stuff on my table. Okay, which isn't big anyway. It's only like so big, but crashed into everything, and Mitchell is just rolling laughing. I held on to the camera, and I got a cat that's just like this on the other hand, trying to keep it out of the camera, and all you see is like one paw come up. And Lake Speed's like looking around like, what was that? And I'm like, sorry, but I'm in knock keyboard. It sounded like just crash, bang, boom. I'm trying to keep it
it's a live podcast.
I know it's
live. You don't know what can happen.
And that was it. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to let y'all go so y'all get some rest. And Jerry, you can check on your truck. And,
but we appreciate you guys. It's an honor for you to have us and ask us to come on your show. I'd love to do more of these. We've had a couple people ask us about it, and it hasn't came into fruition. So we appreciate you guys having us on. And I thought about doing one on my own before too. So, but I don't know if I have time or not.
You can come back on here. How
yeah,
about that?
Yeah. It's nice
anytime.
Just to go on other people's podcasts.
Anytime you can come on here and talk about all your stuff that you wish to do and wish to share with Miss Mindy or with everybody. Yeah. Y'all are welcome back anytime.
Yep, anytime at all.
Yeah. So before we go to, I just want to let everybody know out there, if they do watch this, that don't be afraid to come up and chat with us at the racetrack. A lot of people be like, I know you're busy. Oh my gosh, there's another nearby tornado warning that just popped up. Holy moly, until 8:45. But anyway, I'm going out after this. We're going to get.
I was getting ready to say, we're going to have a lot of pictures here real soon.
Yeah, I guarantee I'm going to my truck right after this. But no, what I was going to get at before I saw that other tornado warning is we're very approachable at the racetrack. Yes. We are very busy. Please come up and talk to us, whether you're another photographer, videographer, if you're a fan, if you're a racer. We love talking to people. We're very personable. We believe that if it wasn't for you guys out there watching us and following us and supporting us, then there's no way we'd be able to do this. And so don't hesitate to come up and chat. If we are busy and we got to go, then, we'll let you know. But we're going to spend some time with you. And if we have to leave at that moment, we'll come find you. And when we do have a longer time to chat with you, because I feel it's very important to engage and interact with the people that are supporting us. And so please do that. And lastly, again, if it wasn't for some of the sponsors we have that help us get through this, so we have to, give a shout out to, Redline Synthetic Oil, who sponsors us. Indy Cylinder Head, of course. Water sucks, especially when it's at a racetrack and it's 100 degrees. So those are our full-time sponsors, and now Relevant Sunglasses is a full-time sponsor. We have some other folks that come on as branding partners for various events, but those are our full-time sponsors, and we have to thank them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we encourage everybody to go to those companies that work with Jerry and Mindy, okay, and support them. Okay, we encourage that to everybody. Go to those companies, support them. I got to try some of that water sucks next time I see you.
Yes.
I've got to try it.
I'm telling you, I don't just
It's
say
good.
it because, they sponsor us and we work with them. But when we're out there all day long, we're running around all over the place. I would come back to the Airbnbs and hotels and I would cramp up so bad and just be a hot mess all throughout the night, calves, everything cramping, back cramping. Since I've started drinking the Water Sucks electrolyte hydration and recovery, I've had one day that I cramped up after I got back to the hotel on that night. And guess what? I did not have a Water Sucks packet that day, but every other day I have not cramped at all. So it works.
Okay. Okay. That's always good to hear. Yeah, I definitely look forward to trying it. It sure beats the pickle juice and other stuff like that.
I love pickle juice. Mindy does not so much. Water Sucks actually has a delicious pickle flavor. Yeah.
I'll try that.
Yeah.
No pickle juice
so
for me.
those pickle juice lovers, there is that. But pickle juice is very good for to help with dehydration as well, for sure.
Yeah, I've tried some pickle juice. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to sit there and start tipping it back, but you got to do what you got to do, and it is good for that. So absolutely. So, but yeah, we look forward to trying that next time we see you.
Yep.
But like I said, hey guys, we appreciate everything, and we wish y'all safe travels. And please stay in touch if there's anything that we can do to help or even get the word out in our area or different areas that we're going to. Please let us know. We'll be more than happy to share.
Like say for instance, you're going to a racing event and you're like the main photographer that's going to be out there working for the track, and they have a flyer, your logo's on it. Send it to us. We're going to post it on our page.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Absolutely. Well, listen, y'all too. Thank y'all very much, and from us to y'all, we wish y'all nothing but the best. Safe travels, and we'll see y'all soon.
All right, absolutely. Thank you guys very much. I'm gonna go chase some tornadoes.
Stay safe. Stay safe, buddy. Stay safe.
Yeah.
All right. You gotta make that phone call, Jerry. You gotta make that call. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna give her a call and let her know where I'm finding them at.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
All right, y'all.
I'm gonna hear the wind in the background.
I'm doing good. Oh man. Well, you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do, right? Yeah. But I'm fine.
Oh my God.
Oh boy.
What are you doing? I rolled the windows down. It's okay. I equalized it. It's all right.
Oh, it's gonna be fun. Don't you worry.
Oh man.
The mustache is flapping.
It's doing like a Morse code. It's like going, oh my goodness. Yeah. Actually, that would be a good T-shirt. The wind meter based on the mustache. You know what I mean? How high is it? Boop, boop, boop.
Yeah.
Hey, keep that in mind.
Well, we'll see what kind of good shots I get of the tornado or inside it, and then maybe we'll make a new merch. Mr. Mustache inside the tornado with.
There you go.
Yeah. And Robert out on the side going, told you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, guys. All right. Well, listen, y'all stay safe, and we'll talk to y'all a little later.
All right. Take care, guys.
Thank
All right,
you.
Take care. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
That was a lot of fun.
Oh, it was. It was. Man, what a good sport.
Yeah, and I tell you, I hope everyone who watched tonight goes check out their page. They do really great work. Always think about people sponsors that sponsors them. Just like we always like to mention our sponsors, Redline Synthetic Oil. Not only they're a sponsor, but marketing partner, but we use their products in our cars.
Absolutely.
We also want to thank Scorpion Racing Products for being part of On the Spot Motorsports Media, located in Ocala, Florida. If you need some Valtrain parts, hey, go check them out. And I'll tell you, Zach and the crew, they won't disappoint you. That's for sure.
Absolutely. And also, we'd like to thank Big Stuff Total Power Management for coming on board this year for On the Spot Motorsports Media. Any of your fuel injection needs, whether it's standard or custom, they got you covered. American produced products, high quality, and a tech staff that is second to none. Plus, they got some really, really cool products with their new dashes and other products that they're involved with, so you need to look them up. Big Stuff Total Power Management. And then also, GRE signs. I tell you, Mitchell and I are looking into getting some new shirts for OTS, okay? And we're going to the GRE crew. They've handled our shirts. They've handled our cards. They've handled other stuff for us and stickers for a long time. They're racers for racers. If you have a wrap that you need, T-shirts, hats, graphics, anything like that, posters, anything that you might need, whether it be for racing, professional, business, anything. Handle.
And it's political season too, so I guarantee you they can make your political signs.
I didn't even think about that. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, I wanted to kick that in there because it's about that time of year.
Oh,
yeah. All those signs will be popping up everywhere, and every intersection you'll see them off to the side.
And they handle Gainesville Raceway, and also we want to thank Larice Motorsports Insurance for coming on this year. We met the Larice family earlier this year, and what a great group they are. We've met racers and representatives that have used their products, and if you have, which everybody has a need to get your trailer insured, your contents insured, your race car insured, and it doesn't matter if it's drag racing or circle track, they can handle it. Once again, this is Racers for Racers.
Yeah, and again, everyone, thank you for chiming in tonight with Jerry and Mindy. Just great. If you came in late, please go back to the beginning of the show and listen to them. One of the things that I'm glad that we touched on was, if young people wanted to get involved and do motorsports photography, they had some really great things, how to approach it first before you actually go out and spend a whole lot of money. And yes, that equipment, it's not cheap. It is pretty expensive. But if you do start on with a smaller camera, you'll also learn how to take care of it. That's very important, because once you get into these bigger bodies of cameras and lenses, you're definitely going to want to take care of them, because some of these lenses go up $7,500 if not more. I've seen some $13,000. So you don't want to go out there and mess up your lens right off the bat, because it's going to be really, really expensive to replace it. And another thing, if you get a warranty with it, have the opportunity or extended warranty, do it. Do it, because all things can all kinds of things can happen when you're out there at the track. So always protect your investment.
Absolutely. And remember the reason why you're doing it too. Yeah. Okay, one, you're doing it because you want to, but how I look at it is you're trying to share not only your passion, but you're trying to share the moment, whatever that moment is, with anybody else out there who wasn't there. Okay, whether it be, something exciting or something, surprising, or just absolutely just killer. So just remember why you're doing it and enjoy it. But also want to tell everybody, thank you for joining Mitchell and I here on the Spot Motorsports Media. We encourage everybody to go to our pages, our both Facebook page, our YouTube channel. We're trying to increase our YouTube channel. We want people to go there and subscribe if you haven't yet. Also, our Instagram page and our Spotify page. We're looking at doing and making a couple changes here in the near future to continue to improve things. So stick around. But also, if there's somebody that you want us to talk to, interview, just please reach out to Mitchell and I. It's happened a lot here recently, and we got some irons in the fire trying to reach some others and get some things scheduled and for some other events. So we appreciate everybody very much. And let's see.
What you doing? Grabbing your calendar?
Yeah. Yep. Actually, if things work out, I got something special for you, Mitchell. You might like this. If things work out, our next one, and I don't have it settled yet, would be Mr. Tim Butler, the bracket racing legend from here in the Southeast and abroad. Man, it has more track titles than I can imagine. Just talking to him the other week, he said, hey, you know something that not everybody knows? He said, until it closed, he said, I had 10 straight track championships at Immokalee. 10 straight ones. And he says, and of those 10 years, I had 5 of them. I doubled up in another class. So at 5 years, okay, he was double. And he goes, that's just at that track. And he's won multi-track championships at Bradenton, Orlando, and many others. Division II champion several times over. And anyway.
Yeah, he actually won Division II championship this past year.
Yep.
So I remember interviewing him for the NHRA after the event there at Gainesville.
And I can't remember if that's his second or third one. I can't remember. But so Mitchell, I'm trying to get that one ironed out and lined up here, hopefully in the next week or two. So really looking forward to that.
Yep. Just everybody stay tuned. Everybody stay tuned to the page, and we'll post who we got next coming up.
Absolutely. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, from Mitchell and I, we want to wish everybody a really good night.
Take care, everyone.
Take care.
Thank you.